Hello neighbor, I'm Robert Burns, Vice President of the Louisiana Association of Professional Auctioneers. I wanted to take just a moment to comment on the most recent pay raise which was granted to Miss Sandy Edmonds. They point out that, well, this was the first one in some, I don't know, two years, a little over 2 years, almost 3 years, whatever the case. But critical in that, and you'll see it in this video, critical in that is Miss Steinkamp saying that there have been some hourly figures that have been bantered about. Her words. Hourly rate of pays that have been bantered about that she says are erroneous. Okay? Who's been bantering those numbers about? Who? I'll tell you who. The legislative auditor is the one who's been bantering those numbers about. This is from their report. I'll provide you with a link to it so you can see the page. You can see the highlighted number, or if you can't, trust me, it's there, and I'm going to give you the link to this one-page document. At that time, Miss Edmonds' pay was $31.41 an hour. This is the legislative auditor bantering this number about, as Ms. Steinkamp says. Now that her most recent pay raise was approved, it's jumped to $32.67 per hour. Now, I'll be blunt with you. When I was an auctioneer, this didn't sit well with me. I didn't like writing a $150 a year check knowing that this kind of an exorbitant salary was being paid. As most of you know, I am no longer an auctioneer. So I really don't care if they jack it up to $100 an hour. In fact, I don't care if Miss Edmonds says, I want to have caviar delivered to my home every Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. And I have no doubt the LALB would find a vendor to go out and deliver caviar to Miss Edmonds' home at 3 p.m. That's up to you. But I can just tell you that when I was a standing auctioneer, I wasn't going to put up with it. And that's a big factor of the reason why I said to hell with this license. Okay? But the licensees of this state, if you want to pay that, you be my guest. You are more than welcome to pay it. I just know Robert Burns wrote his last check for such foolishness around September of 2011. I'm sorry. Yes, 2011, for the license for 2012. So, I'm about to go into my third year of not having to write checks for such exorbitant salaries. But I want to again emphasize, Ms. Steinkamp saying figures being bantered about, it's the legislative auditor. We're quoting the legislative auditor. So apparently, Ms. Steinkamp must feel that the legislative auditor, Daryl Purpera, is an incompetent CPA. Which doesn't surprise me because she certainly has accused me, along with the rest of the board, of being incompetent. It's amazing how only Ms. Steinkamp seems to have knowledge of integral facts like this. She says it's been erroneously bantered about. I'll bet you Mr. Purpera would find it quite interesting to find out that Ms. Steinkamp says he has been erroneously bantering about hourly rate of pay figures. And with that, you're welcome to see this most recent episode of the LALB approving yet another pay raise for Ms. Edmonds. And I'm very thankful that it is you folks writing the check for it, and not one dime of it is coming from Robert Burns' pocketbook. Hope everyone's enjoyed watching this video, and we look forward to bringing you more in-depth coverage of LALB meetings, despite the fact they don't want to facilitate that in-depth coverage. Thank you very much.
Sandy Edmonds, 4% salary increase, beginning July 2014. I have a motion.
I have a motion that we approve them, but I also want to say
Well,
something.
let us get into it and discuss. I have a first, do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Sandy is, in my opinion, a paralegal because she does the same work as a paralegal, and I can tell you in New Orleans, we pay our paralegals $50 an hour, some get $60 an hour.
Let me explain
Twelve
this,
percent is not high.
because I know there's been some manipulation of the truth on this. I would say Sandy is only paid $3 a day hourly. She's actually a salaried employee. It's just written that way. She works more than 3 hours a day. She works, it does all the everything, renewals, constantly.
like a paralegal.
And we pay less now than we did in previous years before Cindy worked here. Plus, that assistant would have to hire help for renewals. So she doing the work of 2 people for that. It's just set up as 3 hours a day. And that's strictly, as Anna has explained to me, because I've tried to get salary for leave and so forth.
Right, that's for the purposes of certain things, but the
Right.
contract was written as a salary position.
Salary. So it's not that hourly fee that's being thrown around so irresponsible.
And I think that the governor has approved 4%.
The governor has approved the 4%, that's correct. Any other?
I was just going to reiterate the same thing. The governor was looking at 4%. I think we're right in line with 4%, and I feel good about this opportunity and work that we're doing. Thank you.
Right.
They do a great job, Cindy. Thank you.
I've done Cindy's for, Cindy, her performance. She's doing a great job. We got lots of compliments. And hard work. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?